Welcome back, everyone, to the complete Pineleaf. I have arrived here in the Dead Marshes, where I'm supposed to be looking for signs of Artemir. And when I say Artemir, I mean signs of Artemir the Elder, the one after which the Lore Master was named. What's in this bubbling here? The murky water of dead marshes turns violently. Yes. Well, that didn't tell me much, except that we've got nasty things here, and no one has to tell me that about the dead marshes. Hmm, here's a slain orc, though a recently slain orc shouldn't make much of a difference. Certainly can't be as old as Artemir, so probably not relevant, unless, of course, the orc was slain by that light, perhaps. I guess that's a possibility. And seeing that there are old signs of Artemir or some other dead in the area. Hmm, a boot print. Now, a boot print, of course, couldn't have lasted 1,000 years, so I'm pretty sure that's recent. You notice the footprint, but by its shape and size, it must have been made by a Urukai. Yeah, sounds raw. That's not a Urukai, and it wouldn't leave footprints anyway. At least, not unless it landed. Oh, here's something. A bow. Well, I suspect it's a bow of a ranger. It's a very old bow, but it's very definitely not something that goes around to Artemir's period of time. I found a few things, but none of them seem to have anything to do with your brother. In all my time here, I could not face the truth of my fate. Father and Artemir have found the peace they deserved in death, but I deserve no such comfort. Father laid his curse upon me, and I don't think ill of him for it. I failed him as a son and as an heir, and I shall remain alone and bound to the land far longer than it took me to realize my folly. I thank you for offering the truth to me, sorrowful as it may be. Oh well. It is time that you learn the greatest insult dealt against me and my family. When my father fell on the hill above, the banner was paraded by the Wainwriters and the Orcs, and as the rest of his company fell, our foes chased them as they fled into the marshes, and for many years I saw naught of my father's heraldry. Not long ago, a man returned to the hill bearing the banner, but it had changed. Age had worn it then, and what remained was perverted into something between the familiar and the horrid. With the banner unfurled, he called forth the first of the slaves the orcs captured in Athelion, and one by one he tortured and beheaded them beneath my father's banner as the others watched. After all were slain, the bodies were defiled in such terrible ways, I cannot speak them. The man dishonors the memory of my father, Orndeher, and twists it to suit his own cruelty. His name is unknown to me, but the orcs must know it well, for they avert their eyes in his presence. If you wish to aid me, learn what you can of the man and free the poor men that have fallen into his hands. The slaves and prisoners are drawn by caged wagons to the hill along the rough pathway to the east. So, damage wheels on Mordor cage wagons. Alright, I shall go and find them. I presume those are the cages he was talking about? Maybe? We'll see. They are nasty things, that's for sure. Well, they have wheels, and there are people caged there. Alright. Now. Oh, hello. Oh! Trolls! Big trolls. Really big trolls. Whee! Oh, let's get rid of this guy. I just don't need a second person interfering with this fight. Now I can concentrate on you without worrying about an orc bashing me on the head. Of course, there's always you bashing me on the head, but that's an entirely different matter. Whoopsie-daisy. Woo! Missed me! Oh, boy. Well... Let's find another wagon and slow things down over there. Maybe we can free some of these slaves, but I seem not to have any keys for that. Let's try that one. I thought somebody would be seeing that. Hey. Alright, thank you. Thanks for giving me a chance to get rid of... I spoke too soon there, didn't I? You'll make a fine sacrifice, and I'll eat what's left of you when the master's finished. Alright, well, I'm going to keep you from eating hobbit stew. Now, your turn. And I could get rid of that too. Bugadish will find you, hobbit! Oh. Barudagoth. Barudagoth. Okay, Barudagoth. Barudagoth. Well, alright, fine. Now I'm pretty certain that... Yeah, I had a feeling of that. How did I ever guess that I was going to be ambushed as soon as I did it? I don't think those prisoners are alive the way they've been looking. Could this have been a trap? Because they seem to be all prepared for an ambush right away. Well, let's get out of here. It appears that the slaves are dead. The orcs slaughtered them in their cages like beasts? How horrid! Our foe may be of Númenórean blood, but he is no man. Barudagoth, the Bloodletter. Who would hold such a title willingly? If he's the true master of Ondeher's folly, the host of the West should remain vigilant. You slew so many at Ondeher's folly, but still their numbers do not dwindle, and this Barudagoth seems to hold sway over them all. Meehan learned of orcs and evil men that the enemy wishes us to come to the Black Gate safely. But how can such words be trusted now? Ruse or not, my friend, I believe only one course remains. Let me guess. You want me to go and kill Barudagoth, right? A man of true Numenorian blood to have survived so long in Mordor. This is unthinkable, Pineleaf. If he's responsible for the fates of those at Ornahair's folly, he is also a danger to the host of the West. I still am not certain what to make of Faramir's claims about the Wainwriters, but I would not dismiss them so carelessly. We must send word at once to the Rangers at Harendir and ready ourselves for what may come. You mean you are not sending me out to kill that boss? I have outstayed my welcome in these lands, I think. I found my mind unsettled and my thoughts drawn to my own death. This is no place for one such as me, Pineleaf. Twice you have helped me to realize my own peril, and I hope I shall not have need of a third opportunity. As much as I desire to spend more time speaking with Faramir of his life, our duties are to the hosts of the West, and it is my duty to no longer impede them. All we have learned of the foes we now face, it goes beyond my knowledge and beyond my skill. Those we left behind at Harendir, though, they could stand against them. Let us return there and tell them of what we have learned. I shall ride as swiftly as I am able, and I would ask that you do the same, Pineleaf. Without your voice, I fear they shall not heed my warnings. Very well. Let's return. You have returned to us so late, Pineleaf, and I am afraid that you have much to answer for in the eyes of Captain Unborn. Artemir's errand may have endangered our entire cause, and for what? The chance to speak to a spirit? His foolishness may cost us more than time. You see, we returned to Harendir after you departed and spoke with Unborn of your efforts to rescue Artemir from his delusions. He thought long on the matter and then chose his course. You must understand, my friend. Unborn sent an entire company to find you and Artemir on the battle plain. You have returned, but we have heard naught of them. Ooh, that is a problem, but I bring news relating to dangers to the host of the West. Well, I see, but Unborn has requested your presence at once upon your return, so I leave these matters to him. You have kept Unborn waiting long enough. If these tidings are as grave as you say, he shall want to hear them as well. All right, fine. Ah. And I've got to go up more stairs. Hello, unhappy one. Pineleaf, I'm glad that you've returned to us. Yet, I must disagree with the course Artemir and you have taken. Such reckless actions could have led the enemy to Harendir or endangered the entire host, but they have not, and for that I'm grateful. Do not mistake my concern for anger, my friend, but I would urge that you dissuade Artemir from any other adventures he might think to embark upon. Given the length of your absence, have you returned with any news of our foes? Uh-huh. These are grim tidings, and they are made all the worse by the looming battle. I shall do what I can to prepare us for these evils come to Harmondare. As for you, my friend, I have a new task, one with which Artemir shall not be involved. All right. What do I
Will
need to
you
do now?
help bear my burden, friend?
Yes, and what do I need to do now? Yes, as Laglo told you, I sent 10 of my rangers to seek you and the lore master on the battle plane. They have not returned, and I would have you lead the search for them. They took to the road eastward towards the Slag Hills and were to be moved northward into the battle plain and search for you and Artemir between the hills. I would suggest that you begin your search upon the battle plain itself. Let us hope the enemy's forces have heeded their master's orders and have not brought an ambush upon my men. When you find them, send them back to Harandir by the safest paths. They will know the way. Good. Alright, fine. I need to find the Ranger Lost Patrol. Oh well, time to get going again. This seems to be about the right place to start looking. So let's see if we can find any sign of the Rangers. That's not good. This ranger lies slain, but is marked with no wounds. No wounds? So were they killed by a spirit or something? That does not bode very well if that's the case. Here's another ranger. This ranger lies slain, but is marked with no wounds. Oh, a Wainwriter soldier? Well, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Wainwriters. Well, at least we know that there are Wainwriters around and that they're dead, which should be absolutely no surprise that they're dead. It would be nice if we could actually find a living one somewhere. Ooh, oh, how about we find that the Wainwriters have all given up and gone home? Yes, how about that? That would be a perfect thing to find. That and find a living ranger or two. Maybe some that are in this area were able to get away and not be killed by these dead Wainwriters. Oh, another ranger? Nope, just dead rangers and living dead Wainwriters. Oh well. I still haven't seen any living rangers. I can only hope that I find some soon. Well, we do have a shade up ahead. I have to fight this one? Oh, it's Faramir. Hello. What are you looking at? Do you believe my words now? Have you seen your allies fall now to unseen blades? Tread carefully, Warden. The Wainwriters have claimed the site of their greatest defeat, and now defile it with their very presence. You and other living that seek to pass through these lands have much to fear from their return. That's right, their return. The Wainwriters must be made pay for their defiling these lands once more. Pineleaf, you and your allies are in grave danger, and their lives cannot wait on my designs for vengeance. The 6 men that you found were caught unaware by the Wainwriters, but 4 more yet lived last time I saw them. They fled the battle plain northward into the marshes, but they shall find no refuge there. As the Northmen and I learned all too well, the waters are muddy and slow any retreat or to a crawl, and now even worse things dwell within the shallows. There are lights, the dead without form that lurk within the marshes, and they hold the power to sway to their will. Well, yeah, I've met those things before. These rangers may have escaped the Wainwriters, but they will not escape the dead in the marshes. Not when fear has such a hold on them. Go now, save your allies, and do what I could not. Save the Rangers. Can I successfully save 4 Rangers? The ones that have possibly survived the Wainwriters? We have to find that out in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.